What's good, you? So, it's your boy Spivey Got Sauce, and today I'm coming at y'all with another reaction video. Now, in this video, we got what if you drilled a hole through the earth. This is by What If. Shout out to What If. I done reacted to a video from him. It was the I forgot what it was, but it was like a video just like this. I like these kind of videos. They're mad interesting. If you guys like these type of videos, make sure to like the video, make sure to comment. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, make sure to follow me on my social medias, y'all. Let's get right into it. We're going through space portal.
You know what might be the best way to travel to the other side of the world?
A plane.
Drilling your way right through the planet. This would be the journey of a lifetime.
Now, in the last video, somebody actually, Russia tried to drill and through the entire Earth, bro. It just shows how crazy people are, bro.
What would you see along the way? How long would this journey through Earth take? And how would a gravity train keep you alive? The heat is on and you're under all sorts of pressure. This is What If. And here's what would happen if you drilled a hole through Earth.
Oh yeah, let's get right into it. Oh yeah.
Imagine going from
That's what I clicked on the video
Argentina
for. Yeah.
to China in less than an hour. All you need is a hole straight through the Earth. But drilling this hole would be the hardest part of the endeavor. You could just handle it supervillain style and fire a laser at Earth. But today, we'll be taking a trip through the biggest hole we've drilled in the history of our planet. Sit tight, because this is gonna be one heck of a ride. The first thing you'd need to do would be to drill the deepest hole humanity has ever imagined. We've already drilled holes through the Earth on What If, so you know what to do. First, you'd need a really big drill, and it would take a few years to complete this project. You'd be working in enormous heat and pressure, and it would increase the closer you get
just to
Earth's
make the drill.
center. But when the hole is finished, you'd have your very own gravity tunnel, a gateway.
Hey, that would be dope though. If you actually made this possible, bro, and you can like get a plane or something and you can fly through it, bro, and it'd be, man, we gonna be in the future for real, man.
Between one side of the Earth and the other. I'll explain how it would work in a moment. Next, you'd need to find yourself a comfy vehicle to get you through the Earth. If you just jumped into the depths of the Earth, you'd burn to a crisp and crushed into a pancake. So, hop on the gravity train. This train would accelerate using only the force of gravity, and it would protect you from the searing heat and extreme pressure. The first leg of the journey would take you through Earth's crust.
That
Depending on
sounds
where you
extremely
begin
dangerous.
your trip, the crust can be 5 to 70 kilometers thick. And amazingly, it only makes up 1% of the entire Earth. You'd start your journey feeling pretty carefree, and at 20 meters below the surface, you'd be at the same level as subways or the Paris catacombs. But let's go a little further down. At 2.5 kilometers, you'd be at the same depth as the deepest fossil ever discovered.
That's crazy.
And once you get to 3.6 kilometers, you'd be able to see the devil worm.
The devil worm.
The deepest living animal ever found. Is it just me?
Why call it
or
the
is
devil worm,
getting
though?
hot? Believe it or not, some people are working at this depth. The Mponeng gold mine in South
people be
Africa
risking their lives
is so
every day
far
for this.
down
Shout out
that
to y'all,
the
man.
heat is an issue. Gravity would take you further down. At 8.8 kilometers below the Earth's surface, you'd have traveled further than the height of Mount Everest. And at 11 kilometers underground, you'd be deeper than the Mariana Trench. At 12.26 kilometers, you would reach the same depth as the Kola Super Deep Borehole. It's the deepest hole we've ever dug. And now, you'd really feel the intense pressure on your body. At this depth,
That's
air
Mr.
pressure
Freeze?
really feel the
I
intense
thought that was Mr.
pressure
Freeze
on your
off of
body.
Batman, but
At
no,
this
it
depth,
wasn't.
air pressure is 4,000 times the pressure at sea level. As you
Yeah,
approach
you gonna
the
need
end
something
of the
that don't
first
crush.
part of this epic journey, you might get to see a plethora of gems. I'm talking about rubies, sapphires, and emeralds. They could be valuable souvenirs if you make it through to the other side of the
Most
earth.
definitely finna take some of those and sell them.
And
Most definitely.
at 40
Make me
kilometers
a
down,
couple million real
part
quick.
one of your voyage would be behind you, or above you, depending on how you see it. Let's go onward to the second layer of Earth, the mantle. Most people think it has a lava-like texture, but at this shallow depth, relatively speaking, it's rock solid. Only when you're deeper will it start becoming molten. This would be the longest part of your journey. That's because the mantle makes up an impressive 84% of Earth's volume. The mantle is
I don't
about
even know what that means, yo.
2,900 kilometers thick.
Talking about volume.
You wouldn't see much inside it, except for one dazzling exception. At this depth, the enormous pressure and heat forms diamonds.
Let's build that hole as soon as possible and get to the Earth's mantle. Right now, I need to get all them diamonds, bro.
Except for
I need
one
those diamonds.
dazzling exception. At this depth, the enormous pressure and
those.
heat forms diamonds. They make their way to the Earth's surface through volcanic activity, and that's where we humans find them. But you are
Oh, that's how
lucky.
diamonds are formed in the first place, through like volcanic, and it gets hot when it gets real cold. I think that's how the diamonds form. I think that's how it works.
They make their way to the Earth's
Well, but I
surface
think
through
diamonds also
volcanic
form through like hundreds and hundreds of years of like being compressed, like rocks and stuff being compressed on top of rocks and stuff deep in the ground.
activity.
I think that's how it
And
works
that's
too.
where we humans find them. But you are lucky and find them at their birthplace. As you arrive about 410 kilometers below the surface, things would start to get weird. The mantle's rock would be molten hot, but instead of it staying in its melted state, the mantle would turn hard. That's because of the extreme pressure. Moving on to the bottom of the mantle, a mere 1,000 kilometers down, you would experience the force of mantle blobs.
Those are
These
mantle
are
blobs.
supercharged plumes of hot rock, and if they surface, they would become devastating supervolcanoes. No need to say.
See,
you
that's why
feel
we don't play with the Earth, man. The Earth is set up a certain way for a reason. Stop trying to drill holes to the Earth. Stop trying to invent new things. This is how bad things happen. We don't know what we're doing. Let's stop and let's just stay on the land. Please. We're gonna ruin our own selves, bro. We're gonna ruin our own way of living because we want to get curious and dig holes to the Earth.
extremely hot. You'd be almost halfway through the Earth, and that must mean you're approaching the outer core. At depths of 3,000 kilometers, the outer core is made of iron and nickel. And boy, would it be hot. The temperatures around you would range from 4,500 to 5,500 degrees Celsius. At 5,000 kilometers below the surface, you'd reach the Earth's inner core. This giant solid iron sphere has a mind-boggling temperature of 5,200 degrees Celsius. And the pressure is a crushing 3.6
Always gonna
million
mess up the
times
diamond?
more than at sea level.
Now, if it can break a diamond, then that means, you know, it's...
6 million times more than at sea
Because I heard diamonds are unbreakable unless you got that much pressure on it.
level. Let's hope your gravity train would be up to the challenge at these extreme temperatures and pressures. I didn't read the manual, but I'm sure you'll be just fine. Finally, you would make it to the halfway point of your subterranean voyage. Right at the center of Earth, the mass would be equal in all directions, and you'd get to experience zero gravity. But remember, that was just half the journey.
He said you're going to experience zero gravity. So being in the center of Earth is like being in space.
would be equal in all directions, and you get to experience zero gravity. But remember, that was
Why did you
just
start playing the
half
music?
journey. You'll have to do that all over again, but in reverse to finish your trip. This journey would put you under a lot of pressure. It would make you hot, most likely uncomfortable, and rich. You did collect the diamonds.
If you
didn't
make
you?
it.
Now,
If you make
how
it.
long do you think it would take to get from one side of the Earth to the other?
See,
Okay.
drilling a hole sounds like a one-way trip, bro. It doesn't sound like you're gonna come back. Say your farewells, give them, whoever's going, bro, give them a letter, say I'm gonna miss you, because they're not coming back.
It's time I told you more about the gravity tunnel. This is a theoretical passageway through the Earth, or simply a hole through the Earth, as I like to call it. If it's created correctly, you could get from one side of the Earth to the other in about 42 minutes using a gravity train.
That's crazy.
But as I mentioned before, traveling through the Earth would be the easy part. It's the drilling that would be hard.
I wouldn't trust it even if it was done, because the whole, what if the whole, there's a malfunction in it? What if there's a malfunction? Can't trust it.
Could engineer such a feat, it would revolutionize travel. And you'd have one short but epic journey. But what if that hole through Earth was bigger?
Like a donut.
What if Earth were shaped like a donut?
If you guys want that video, make sure to like and comment that you guys want it. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I bring nothing but lit content, y'all. If you're really rocking with your boy, make sure to follow me on my social medias. Yes, Instagram to be specific. And without further ado, I'm out, y'all. Peace.